Hey guys, all right, so we got with the customer, we've decided where the unit's gonna go with the customer. It works for me, it works for them. We found power. We did all of our due diligence that we should have done prior to getting everything out of the trailer. So as you can see, we went ahead and used this outlet here. But again, we don't want to drag it to our unit over here, straight across this walking path right here, where people may enter and exit the pool screen. Rather than, we'll just pull it out here. Now this is the 100-foot cord. Again, you're only supposed to run a 25. I get it. You at least need 12 gauge. Florida, Southeast, it's hard to do on a 25 cord, but do know you take a risk of hurting the blower when you run a 100-foot cord. It makes it much hotter. You also, with a 100-foot cord, even if you didn't use the 100, unroll the whole cord. That'll keep the cord cooler and the blower cooler. The more you have your cord wrapped up at the end because you didn't use it all, the hotter the cord's gonna get in the blower. But back to instruction. So I wanted to keep this out of the way of the kids. As you can see, wrapped it around the back side, and here's your inflatable. Go ahead. So this particular setup, if you look at the tarp, we use a lot of 12 by 15 tarps. That's a pretty thick tarp right there. This particular setup, the grass is good, the yard's in really good shape. We covered about half of the front side of the bounce house. Kids can put their shoes, etc., and bounce, and we can still stake in. If this was a really dirty yard, really nasty yard, we'll go double those tarps, put them the other way, stake the tarps in, and cover the whole thing. There would either need to put a stake through our tarp or use our sandbags or water bags, which I'll do that in another video and show you. So the staking, we're gonna get into more. So if your tarp isn't staked, there's a couple ways you could stake your tarps. That gives you this presentation to where it's gonna stay nice and flat, right? So if we don't do that, right, so when we just throw the tarp down, there's the wind, and then we start to get this look. These bend, this is an anchor I get off Amazon. It's a, plastic one, but my drivers found an actual nail that works really well. I'll just put this back in with my hand for a second. A nail that works pretty well right here. A number 28, and as you can see, it goes in really good, and it never bends or breaks. A number 28 nail does a great job. Really flat. Again, you gotta have a decent tarp. It's gonna go all the way down, and it's gonna sit really flat. Nothing's gonna give a problem with the kids' feet or anything like that, because I can push it up when I hammer all the way into the ground. Now, as you can see, now that the unit's going up, we got the blower on, the cord's away. We unraveled the whole cord, whether it's 25, 50, 75, or 100. It keeps the blower and the cord much cooler. The unit's gonna go up here. This tarp, as you can see, we use a lot of 12 by 15s. Again, I ran this long ways. This is a nice yard, really good grass, so there's no issue with it there. Room right here for the kids to put their shoes. For each his own on tarping. If this was a dirtier yard, we would turn this tarp the opposite way, not long ways, and run two of them. The reason why I like to work with 12 by 15 tarps, if I'm by myself, I don't have to fight the wind with a big tarp all the time, and it's quick and it's easy. So this would be set up, kind of ready for the kids, not staked yet. Again, we went over staking the tarp. If you do not stake the tarp, what happens again, you don't have anything anchoring. The tarp's down, wind starts to blow. If it's a windy day, then this is like this, and the kids are trying to get in, and everybody's doing that. As you can see, that side is staked. So, that kind of presentation matters. If you're gonna put the tarp down, make sure you stake it, and again, that's a great stake right there for the tarp. As you can see, the BounceWave units have a ton, more than anyone in the industry, where you can anchoring points, more than anyone in the industry. So you'll see two in the front right here. On a bounce house or combo, I'm gonna try and stay away from that. Why? That's just stakes closer to the kids' movement here, and I would rather not, right? So if we walk to the side of the area, again, you'll see that we put one on each side of the corner. This is very nice. Why do we do that? Well, now I can stake over here. I have nothing in the front stake. They're going to be ample stake down. You can do both if you'd like. If it's a windier day, it gives you that option. If it's a pretty normal day with the stakes we use, which I'll show you in the next video, and how to stake it, you'll see what I mean by the way we do it. Now, in this scenario, another thing it allows me to do with tarping the way I did is it allows me to drive a stake in the ground. In another scenario, if it's a dirtier yard or whatever the case may be, or whatever your preference is to set up, if the tarp covers the whole thing, you either have to stake through your tarp, pull your tarp back and stake over it, and then re-nail your tarp in, or use water bags or sandbags to set on top of your tarp. We'll go over that in just a moment. So this will give you an idea there. The next process we'll do will be staking the unit. This happened very quickly, again, because I did my homework, getting out of the truck, getting with the customer, exploring the lawn, where I can drive, where is my power, where's my water hose, where's my setup. Then I go get my equipment, tack it very quickly at one time, and I'm not running back and forth. I'm not holding heavy equipment where we don't know where it's going. I'm making it smooth. I'm commanding the conversation with the customer. I called the customer and I was on my way to get her ready for me. There's ways to be very efficient. In life, there's very efficient people and there's inefficient people. See it before it happens. Visualize the setup before it happens. When you're walking the yard, visualize the setup where you want it to be. If you visualize, it'll happen. I'll show you staking in the next video.